This one's for Brian. Coach had talked about the schematic changes, a lot of changes, new plays, new looks and everything for the offense, but it wasn't able to work today. Was it something that Oregon was doing? Was it player execution? Can you just get into why maybe some of those changes didn't work, please?
Just going in the red zone, not being able to convert. And the plays we needed, just wasn't able to convert for whatever reason. I think the overall offense was, we were moving the ball pretty well. We had 130 more yards than they did. So just came down to execution at the end.
Brian, I guess walk through those couple final drives, and first on the offensive side what happened, and then secondly what happened on the field goal there.
We were moving the ball well. Obviously got down there and got stopped and had to do the field goal. It's one that I got to come up with. The ball kind of hit my hands at the top of the ball. I didn't really get my hand underneath, my left hand underneath. So I tried to make something happen, but that's what happens.
Brian, what did you think about the new offensive system? How comfortable were you with it, and what do you think about it overall as a concept?
I loved it, yeah. I like going quickly, trying to spread the ball out, bubble plays, checking the sideline to make sure we're in the right play. I thought it was good.
Brian, I know we've asked defensive guys about frustration, but when you're in an offense that you just feel like you can't get in the end zone and it's just not happening, what's the thought process during a game? Do you feel that frustration building? Are you pressing it all late in the game, or how does that affect you guys?
At the beginning of the game, you try to suppress it, but as the game goes on, obviously it builds up. I'm sure everyone on the offense feels bad for the defensive guys. They played a hell of a game. Holding Oregon to 7 points, it's not an easy task at all, and we just have to find a way to score more points.
What do you think of Oregon's coverage? It looked like you didn't have a lot of open receivers on a lot of those occasions when you had to run out of there. Was there coverage?
I just saw, I saw open space when there was man.
Were they locking up your receivers pretty successfully?
At some points, yeah. At some points they were open, and the ones that scrambled, I was stepping over the pocket, and I saw it open up, and I just ran for it, tried to get 10 yards, 12 yards, or anything. But I thought our receivers did a decent job of getting off.
For Andrew and Khari in your last game, I guess, talk a little bit about what the defensive performance, how you guys felt like you did, and just the overall, I guess, mindset coming out of this and not attaining this win.
As a defense, we knew the game was going to come down to us in certain. We knew we had to step up. We knew Oregon had a very good passing attack, very good running attack. So we came out and tried to play our best football today.
For all three, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think our coaches had it prepared, and that's something they've been doing a great job at all year. And I feel like the guys up front have been doing a good job. I think having Josiah back helped us as well. So I think overall, except besides the one drive, it was a pretty good performance.
And Andrew, for just as a follow-up, when you had that sack on that fake field goal, I guess walk through that play a little bit, and what did you feel like you were giving you guys a chance to win at that point?
Coaches prepared us for that as well. We watched multiple film clips of them with the fake field goal. Me and Joe were communicating. Joe said he had the long snapper. I had the QB. Just came off the edge, made a play. And then as a defense, all we did, what we try to do is just give the ball back to our offense, put our offense in good positions. And that was something we tried to do in that play as well.
For any of you guys, Kenny, Mark said he had a broken leg. What's your reaction to the guy, just that in general, and maybe the understanding of why guys sit out bowl games to avoid injury?
Yeah, I guess you said guys sit out bowl game and stuff. If you're thinking about, leaving, going to the draft as an early rounder, maybe it's smart. It all depends on everything, your situation. But I went up to him when it happened, and he said, he felt something pop. And, at that moment, I know who Kenny is. He's a guy, he'll fight through anything. And once, he told me that, it hit me. And I kind of froze for a minute or two and then went over the sideline. And I know he's going to go, kill his treatment, kill his rehab, and he's going to come back next year strong.
Just a testament to the type of guy he is. When I went up to him, he said, I had a broken leg. So what? I was like, all right. That's just kind of a tough guy he is. So.
Was that when he was still on the field?
No.
That was when you came out back with crutches?
Yeah.
Joe, and I guess in that respect, has Kenny made known his decision to come back? Is that a big thing? Is him coming back for sure next year? And
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about in general, wherever he's at next year. If he decides to go, if he decides to stay, it's his decision. We'll obviously love him to come back to us, but, it's his decision.
For any three of you guys, defenders, I know obviously it's lost and it's not really where you want to end the season, but I mean, is there still some sort of measure of pride in the way you guys performed as a defense over the course of 13 games this year?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think, for the most part, we set a lot of goals. We haven't reached those these seasons defensively, but even we're still trying to be better. So we're trying to put ourselves in, the best position to win. And as an example tonight, like I said, Coach D mentioned earlier, the one drive. That's something that we can control. Our communication and just being locked in for the full 60-minute ball game, and we try to do that as much as possible. For the most part, we've done that, and I feel like that's a result of how good our defense was this year.
for Joe and Brian, you both anticipate coming back next year. What is the offseason going to be like? When does it start? And what's the focus right now for you guys as a group?
Offensively, it's picking up the slack from where we lagged last year. Whatever that needs to happen, whatever needs to change, we're going to make sure it's going to get done. And whenever the offseason starts, whether winter conditioning in February, whatever, we're going to make sure we do that.
Yeah, just attack it like any other year. We came off of 3-9, and that was really my first season. Coming here after Rose Bowl, Cotton Bowl, College Bowl playoffs, and I get here as a freshman, thinking we're going to get there, and boom, 3-9. We go through an off season that, quite honestly, was hell. It was terrible, and it brought us together. We get a 10-win season. We went through another tough off season. We had everything aligned the right way going into the fall camp, going into the season, and then injuries hit us a little bit. But we're going to attack it the same way. Whether we're 3-9 or we're 12-0. But quite frankly, we're 7-6. It's not good enough. It's not our standard here. So we'll get things fixed in the off season. Let everyone heal up a little bit, and we're ready to go.
Brian, getting LJ back and working out of that pistol, I guess, what allowed him to run for as well as you did, and what did you see from him today that maybe the offense was missing?
LJ's just a special guy. He can find the holes that some other guys wouldn't be able to, and his ability to run over guys and still have speed and to juke. It's unlike anyone on this team, I think, and it's gonna suck losing him. But I know we got some younger guys that will step up with a year underneath their system or underneath their belt that can really help us next year.
Joe, have you decided 100% you're going to be back, or is?
I haven't decided anything. It's something I talked to my family about and the coaches.
Brian, I guess, in that pistol formation, how comfortable do you feel in it, and do you think that will carry over into next year as maybe not necessarily just a wrinkle, but an added part of the game plan?
Could be. Not really sure right now. We're not going to play football for 3 months till spring ball, but I'm sure it'll be added in. It can be thrown in no matter anytime.
Do you suspect that's something that can be sharper for you and the receivers the more you do that? Is that like anything else that it takes more games, more experience to be sharper, or did you feel like you could be mid-season form with it here with a one game?
I thought we did a pretty good job of executing it, not having run it in a real game really. Going out there for the first time, I think the communication was pretty well. Obviously, there's a couple plays where the receivers didn't get the right signal, but overall, I think we did a decent job of running it. Yeah.
I guess Joe already touched on this a little bit before Brian, Andrew, and Khari. Just talk about how would you characterize this season? I know you talked before the game, bit of disappointment no matter what you guys want to lose today. Just kind of talk about that with all the preseason hype being ranked preseason number 11 and stuff like that. Yes.
We've had ups and downs this season, but that's what you're gonna have in life, no matter what. Some games we came off a high after beating Penn State and stuff like that. So you have to take the lows with the highs. So it's just been a solid year. I know me and Khari will still be heavily invested in the program next year. Me having two brothers on the team, so I'll be getting to as many games as possible, and just hopefully they have a great year next year.
Anything final for the players? All right, gentlemen, thank you.